and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I decided instead of doing a 24-day advent calendar, I would trim that down to the 12 days of Christmas. And I really wanted to use a 6x6 paper pads because I had a lot of Christmas theme pads and I didn't know how to use them. So I started out first, before I went to the 6x6, by using a 12x12 paper pad. And I didn't really like this because it did make a box that was really cute. And it was a small box, but the cost of the box, to be honest, for this size paper was anywhere from $1 to $1.09 for my large 12x12 paper, and I just didn't want to spend that much because I'm making this for several people. So I had to really think about what I wanted to do, plus this was very time consuming to make this box. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I found some boxes that are 3x3x3, and I could use my paper pad for the boxes. And the boxes are really neat. You get 50 of them, I think for like $12.99. And this is what it looks like. And it comes with a hard card that you put inside. So then I was able to use this pad of paper and cut it so that I could use 4 of these. And I'll show you how I do that. And then on the top of the box, I could choose to leave this blank and put my number, or put a piece of paper and put my number. But I really loved how all of these boxes came together. And I thought, well, this is just super cute because I am not boxed in to size items that won't fit. So I made the 12 boxes. This box here, the 12th one, was kind of fun because inside the paper pack I took the cut-aparts and decorated the whole box using the cut-aparts. And I thought this would be the great one for Christmas. Now let me show you what can fit down inside these boxes. Here is a box not decorated yet. I will give you a tip. It's harder to decorate these boxes when they're already put together, but I'll show you how easy they go put together. The boxes just fold down, so this is going to save you time. And when you decorate a box and you cut out, I adhere it down just flat, and this makes it easier. But when you go to put it together, it has a little slit and it goes together, and then you take the cardboard and you put it inside. Now, what fits in here? Well, these little coffee things fit in here. And I found a really great site for the coffee. It's called One Cup of Joe, and I thought, well, that would be fun for adults if they like coffee, because they had different flavored coffees, they had teas, and they had hot chocolate. So I thought this is great. You can have 1 coffee a day inside. But if I wanted to do it for a child or even adult to have something different, you could put little candies down inside, and it really holds a lot of little candies. But maybe you wanted to do a spa theme one. You could put a bath bomb in there. You could put nail polish in there. You could put a mask for your eyes down in there and fold it. So it has a lot of possibilities, and you could make themes if you wanted to. So let's get started. I'll show you how to make this. And we will, it's so easy that we'll have a really good time. So hang on. Alright, to cut your paper, I pulled out the 6x6 paper, and we want to make sure if it has a hole in it that we want to cut that away. So what you're going to do is you want to cut this, because the box is 3x3, to have a nice little border around the box, you will cut this at 2 3/4. On your Tim Holtz trimmer, you'll line it up at the mark where it says 7, but we're going to do 2 3/4, and you can do this on a regular, cutter. And so we will do this 2 3/4. We will rotate it, cut one at 2 3/4, pick up our next one, cut that one at 2 3/4, and then you just have this sliver that you can throw away. So there's 2 sides of the box. Put this back in, make sure that hole would be over here. Go at 2 3/4 again. Cut again at 2 3/4, and then again at 2 3/4, and just discard this. Now, we want to adhere the paper to the box. I'm going to use Gina Connect glue, and I'm going to run it along the sides and dab a little bit in the middle, but you don't want to put a lot. It's not necessary. And it's hard to really put this on a box that is already put together. So I suggest getting your box and placing the paper on it before you assemble the box. 1, it makes it easier to manipulate the paper. 2, it helps you align your paper up better. And 3, it lets you see where that white space is. It's just so much easier. You can also just take your paper and dab it around. Your glue, and dab it around. So it doesn't take a lot of glue. And it also helps you just make sure you got that paper on there just correctly, because if you have a pattern, you don't want to screw up how it looks on the outside. Now, for the box part that has a hole in it, I suggest doing a little U at the top of your paper, because this way you won't get any kind of glue coming through where the little thumb hole is. And then you can center that on. That thumb hole is wonderful for opening that box. And we will just continue to assemble this. So now you're ready to open up your box, and you can see, because you did that, you don't have any glue down here, and you can fold it. Just push it down in here. And sometimes it takes a little wiggle, but that's okay. Wiggle it. And if you want, another thing you could do is just secure it with a little piece of tape. But we'll put this in here and we'll close it up. Now, for the numbers, you could use your Cricut to cut out the numbers, your Silhouette to cut out the numbers. If you wanted to, you could use numbers from a sheet. But I'm going to give you a little tip when you use numbers from a sheet, whether you're scrapbooking or anything. To make sure you have enough numbers, just take a pen or pencil and kind of put a little dot. So it won't work on this one. Let's see. Let me get a good pen. So put a little dot. So that's 1. So I know that'll be 1. This will be 2, 3, 4. And you'll just put a dot. This is not allowing me to. You might need to use a different marker. But I just put a little dot and mark off the numbers. This way I don't run out of numbers and I know I have enough. And I also do that for words too. But what I decided to do is use my die cuts to make numbers. This is from Stampin' Up! And it's called Number of Years Stamp. And it has the numbers in it. So these numbers are about 2 inches high. Let's see how tall they are. Yeah, they're about 2 inches high. And you can choose how to cut the numbers out. I try to look at the patterns in the paper to see what color most dominates. So you could do a shiny number with foil. Or you could choose to do plain cardstock. It doesn't matter. And you see you have enough room for 2 numbers on here. But you could put up your 1 and you just center it using your glue and adhere it down. And then we'll go on to what happens to the boxes after this. I ordered from Hobby Lobby a square gift box that's 14.17 by 13.9 by 7.08 inches. And this was $1.49. And again, I thought this is economical, and I'm going to put it together and show you what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to do the die cuts with numbers, and you're probably like, well, where's the number 9? Well, this 6 in this set just reverts to a 9. So I've laid out the numbers here, and I want to run them all through one time, and that will save me a few steps. So I'm just going to use my post-it note tape to put the numbers down. Now, if you don't have this set, there's lots of die sets out there that you can use. I can link some below. But again, you can use pre-made numbers. You could use your Cricut to cut out your numbers. You can use your Silhouette to cut out numbers, or from your paper pack, you could even pull out the numbers on the sheets to put on top of the box and cut those down. So those are just ideas that you can use to do your numbers. And I just want to make my life easier. So I'm going to run this through my Gemini and I'll be back. I've cut out all my numbers, and in this video you'll see I used 2 different greens, but I was trying to use my scrap paper, and it'll be kind of fun to have the 2 different colors, I think. So I will just take my numbers and I will glue them onto the box. Now, one of the things I forgot to do was I was going to put a sticky sheet, which would have been the thing to do onto my paper so that my adhesive would have already been there. That's something you could do, and I will do that on my other boxes. But for now, I forgot that, which is a mistake that I made. And I am going to just have to continue on with my adding the numbers by hand. But I highly suggest using the sticky tape because it's going to make this process even faster. So I'll be back after I hear all the numbers and let you see what's next. Now I've put together my box. It is very large, but I didn't want to create a box. So I got the stuffing to put in the side of the box here to hold the boxes in place so they don't shift around. Yeah, but it's okay if the little sprinkles come around. And yes, this has a little movement in it, but I think it's great. They pull out the box, it's all decorated, and they find their treat inside. Now, what am I going to do? I'm not going to present it to them this way. I'm going to take and put the top on the box. And then I'm going to wrap the box in Christmas paper. And I'm going to put a little card on the box. I will have a note on the outside that says open on December 14th, and inside will be a card with instructions that tells the recipient to open the box and then open each one of the little boxes one day for each day of the 12 days of Christmas. You could also choose to write like December 14th on the first box, but because there's 12 boxes, we would do 1 on the 14th, 2 on the 15th, 3 on the 16th, 4 on the 17th, 5 on the 18th, 6 on the 19th, 7 on the 20th, 8 on 21, 9 on 22, 10 on 23, 11 on 24, and then on December 25th, we're doing number 12. So those are the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you found this to be helpful. I look forward to seeing your creations, and thank you for stopping by and spreading joy to others. See you next time.